EXPO New Orleans. It is time to get our Clone Wars on. I need y'all to make some big noise. Starting it off, Miss Ashely Eckstein, Matt Lanter, and James Arnold Taylor. Good to see you. Please, please join us, join us. Hello, hello, hello. Join us, join us.
Hello there.
Yes.
Oh
Hello there.
Yes.
Hello there. Oh.
Yes. Oh
what
my
a great
goodness.
crowd.
Oh, yeah.
This is incredible. Thank you guys for coming.
Of course.
Wow.
We are true fans. True fans. That's right. Wiggly, wiggly. Wiggly, wiggly.
Can
They're
this hold me?
fancy,
They're nice
comfortable
and cushiony.
chairs.
Well, yeah. Listen, we roll out the red carpet and all that stuff for you guys. We know better. We know better. So
Yes.
welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Is
you.
this are any of your first times in New Orleans?
I've
No.
been here many times.
You've
You
been here many times?
lived here.
I lived here for a bit.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's right.
I shot a TV show here called Star-Crossed,
That's right.
and then I did another TV show called Astronaut Wives Club. A couple episodes.
So you know the spots. You know the places.
I think, but it's been a while.
Listen, New Orleans things don't change around here, okay? Good is good.
Well, that's the thing. You can literally go to any restaurant and it's better than the last
You're
one.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Ashley, what about you?
I've been here a couple times.
Okay.
I once did a TV show called Blue Collar TV.
Oh,
And we filmed an
yes.
episode here, not like a whole season or anything, but we got to be here for like a week. It was
That's
a lot
awesome.
of fun. And just visiting with friends and family.
Gotta love it. All
But
right.
yeah, always had good food.
Of course, because New Orleans does that very, very well. I've lost 2 pounds walking today that I'm going to pick back up this evening, like absolutely, without question, without question. No, thank you for clapping for my weight loss. I love you. Thank you.
They're
Okay.
supportive of your
I
weight
know, right?
loss
Like, it's-
journey.
They're like, yeah, no, we're going to give him beignets later, though. It's going to be real. So, okay, let's talk about this magical thing, this wonderful land a long time ago, far, far away, Star Wars. We first got to start off. When did you first get introduced to the world of Star Wars? Worlds of Star Wars.
Well, being the oldest one here,
Well.
I, back when it started, back in 1977, I saw
right.
Star Wars in a drive-in movie theater in San Jose, California, and it changed my life.
Love it.
But then never would have thought that one day old Obi-Wan Kenobi and I would have something in common, and that I'd get to share the stage with two of the most amazing, talented people on the planet.
Without question. Come on, make some noise for that.
Ashley and Victor.
That's right.
My first was really nothing special. I actually think it was just watching Attack of the Clones, like
Okay,
in my
okay.
room
Yeah.
when I was
That's special.
younger. Yeah, well,
Special.
there was no like fanfare. Like I didn't walk into a theater. It's just, I think that was my first time
was
really
just
seeing.
on.
And at that time, I really hadn't seen much of Star Wars at all. I really didn't know the grander scale of it all. Really, until after I got this job as Anakin.
Listen,
Yeah.
that means that you're an open slate. You didn't come in with preconceived notions. You just were like,
Right.
I'm here to perform. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong
no. I think it helped me in a lot of ways,
Of
actually.
course. That's freedom. Ashley?
Well, I was born in 1981, so I'm old enough to be around
I've seen it, yeah.
for
yeah.
the originals, but not necessarily in the theaters. So
Right.
I actually saw A New Hope for the first time just at home on VHS.
Okay.
And yes, for VHS.
The original VHSs,
Yes.
though. The original.
I have literally, side note, I've been looking for a VHS player and I can't find
have
one.
one.
What?
Like I'm on eBay and
I
it's
have
like
one at the
7.
house.
You
You
do?
can come over. I've got it. You can use mine.
Okay.
So Matt and I live near each other, but Matt lives up on a big hill because he's got the big, movie star money. And he now has
I
the high
have
ground.
the high ground.
Oh! Oh!
And he reminds me of it every time he comes over.
Yes.
Wow.
Take
That's
your legs
that's
off.
That's a deep cut. I love
Oh,
it.
anyway,
Good job.
sorry.
Good job. That's amazing. Okay, so we each have had this kind of, intro to Star Wars. Before you even got this job, did you have anyone that stood out as a favorite when you were watching?
Well, I was going to say R2-D2.
Yay!
Yeah.
Looking at R2,
Gotta love
but
R2.
back when I was watching Star Wars on VHS at home, my we had orange shag carpet that looked like the desert of Tatooine.
Classic.
And so I would pretend to be R2-D2,
Yes.
like rolling on the carpet. Yeah, I didn't want to be Princess Leia.
What did that sound
Yeah,
like?
what did it look like? Can you?
Can we get a recreation?
No, roll. Get down and roll.
I'm like beep boop beep beep boop. Yep.
She's coming for you,
That's
R2.
amazing. That's amazing.
She's in the
See,
next.
I'm mad I didn't. Okay, like real story. So Ashely and I did a show a couple weeks ago together, and your parents were there. I wish I had asked them about that when I met them, because that would have been amazing. Like, is that true? Did she really do that? And they're like, yes.
Let's play the clip.
Yeah. It's like, this is your life.
That's awesome.
Any other favorite characters leading up into it?
Matt, who? Yeah.
I mean, well, not really growing up with it. Darth Vader's iconic.
Come on, of course.
And
Of course.
Padme, she was a pretty lady. So yeah.
Quite a bit. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, growing up with the original Star Wars, I was a big Han Solo fan. So whenever we played Star Wars,
Nice.
I always got to play Han.
Hey.
But now I'm old Ben, and I've got the old white beard to prove it. But yeah, I always loved him, and Luke. I mean, come on, the
How do you
original
not?
Jedi, man.
Of course.
So.
I think there's something kind of amazing with the way that Star Wars has become a part of pop culture, right? Like you said, you didn't even watch it, and Vader, like
Well,
everyone knows.
you know Star
You just
Wars,
know
yeah,
it.
I mean, yeah.
You absolutely just know it. So getting Clone Wars, where you're getting a chance to actually kind of fill in the gaps on something as iconic, as Americana, as Star Wars, what was your greatest hope when you got this role?
To not get fired.
Okay, that's, you know what? Simplicity. I love that.
That's actually a really true statement, because we all
Live in fear.
we all felt
the
like we
dark
had
side.
won the lottery.
course.
Honestly, getting cast for this show, and unfortunately, the dark side of our business is that they do recasting a lot. So you can get the role, and then they decide that they want to recast you. And so Matt was actually he was the actor they brought in. It was a recast. There was somebody else that was Anakin before, and I don't think we recorded Clone Wars for 2 years before it came out in the theaters, and I don't think I believed that I was not going to be recast until I actually saw it in the movie theater.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that is always a danger, especially in voiceover, because
Right.
it's a lot easier to replace somebody in voiceover because it's just a voice, right? So, and I have replaced many people, and I've been replaced many, many times as well. So you never know. And then a lot of the work is replacing celebrities when they're not available. So, get to do a lot of that. But I was just thrilled as well that we all got to still be here
That's
and
awesome.
see all of you. Thanks to all of you keeping it alive all these
Come on
years.
now, make some
Yeah.
noise for yourselves. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, I think I can say that we hoped that the show would be embraced like it is today. I don't think I ever imagined, though, it would be
This
embraced
big.
like it
Right.
is,
I think
which is
you-
incredible.
On an individual level, to answer the question more seriously, it's probably different for all of us, but like for me, stepping into a character that was already well established, and so I just wanted to make sure I did that character justice and did the what George wanted to see,
Of course.
and Dave out of the Clone Wars Anakin. So, but I mean, for you, it's totally different, new character.
Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with Ahsoka. Like I said, we had 2 years to record the show without anyone ever knowing. And so, because actually now it's celebrated Ahsoka Tano Day.
That's right.
January 29th,
Come on now,
so it's
come
coming
on.
up.
That's
yeah.
right.
Is that a
Y'all
federal
know.
holiday?
Good to see you.
Things are closed.
So January 29th was when the world actually found out about Ahsoka Tano.
Right.
And we started recording the show in February. So it was almost 2 years. And I just hoped that everyone would fall in love with this character like I had. And I think, I mean, y'all like Ahsoka, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on.
Absolutely.
Now, considering that you guys were kind of filling in established character roles and knowing where some of those characters were going, does that give you a lot of room to play with where you're kind of like, okay, here's a trajectory? Or does it kind of stifle you where you're like, oh, I would love to explore, but I don't know if I can?
No, it was kind of the beauty of the Clone Wars was we were able to take these characters in kind of a day-to-day.
Yeah.
You know, it's the beauty of like Star Trek. The cool thing about Star Trek was that was a show, so we got to kind of get to know them on that daily basis as opposed to 90-minute movies. So we really got to do things that, you know, Ewan and Hayden didn't get to do in the movies. We got to expand it that way. And at the time, we didn't know that they would ever come back. So George Lucas and Dave Filoni were very clear. It's like, take these characters and make them your own now.
Nice.
And they really did that. I think especially with Anakin, molding him into this character that is, you know, this beloved hero who's also now, at some point, what? We're going to hate this guy? Well, no, come on. I know, nobody hates him. They all still love him. Everybody loves the bad guy.
We still love Vader.
Obi-Wan's sitting there going, oh, yes, Darth Vader, how wonderful. You are my brother. Oh, well. But yeah, so we had a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
And I think that was the funnest part of it, was that we got to take it and really go in places. I think it's probably why it became so successful, too, is that people got to invite us into their homes every weekend.
I love that.
Yeah, I think what they did with Anakin is they really kind of changed the way that he was perceived.
Right.
In the films, it was, well, first of all, it was so quick. It was so quick for Hayden to basically go from this teenager to like the most iconic villain of all time.
Right.
So we got that room to breathe. But I think George and Dave really wanted to show Anakin more heroic, with that just more charisma, more bravado. So, you know, when he does fall, it's so much more tragic because you know the guy now and you root for him. It was a really smart thing that they did. And I think with those in mind, I also had quite a lot of freedom to try to make this Anakin my own Anakin and not try to copy what we had seen in the film.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Han Solo in your Anakin, I think.
Ooh.
There's a lot of that kind of cool swagger.
When I first did my audition, because we didn't know what we were auditioning for, they didn't tell the character, they didn't say what it was. We just knew it was a Star Wars something. And I went in, and they had me read a scene, and Dave just said, you know, whatever you think a mix between Han Solo and Luke Skywalker would sound like. That's what we want you to sound like, or that's the attitude we want you to have. And I remember it was a scene with R2, and I just did what I thought Luke would sound like with a little bit of Han swagger.
Yeah.
And
So if Ashely was playing R2 and you were, can we recreate that scene?
Wait, direct it, James, direct it. Come on, let's build this. Let's build this.
oh, R2,
Beep, beep,
little
boop,
buddy.
That is how they talk to me.
It kind of is.
Oh,
I'm joking. No,
no.
but
We pat her on the head.
I think you just did back
she's
there.
so
You're like,
cute.
Totally did.
he's like, hey, I like your thing.
Well, she's so small and sweet.
That's love.
No, but I mean, I have to say, especially Matt, because he brought so much of yourself to the character. Dave really did give Matt freedom to be himself. And so minus the dark side, Matt really is hero Anakin. Like, he's really all the good things we like about Anakin. It's really who Matt is.
Of course.
Although I do hate sand.
What?
Some of you got it. Thank
No,
you.
we all got it. We all got it.
And
Obi-Wan's clapping in the back there.
James is like Obi-Wan too. I mean, he's the wise one of the group. 'Cause,
You're
you
in
know.
trouble then if I'm the wise one.
Ashely and I often think James is disappointed in us.
Wow.
More like the wise guy. Okay,
There
hey,
you go.
let me tell
There
you.
you go. Hey-o.
So,
said.
and I will say for me, we didn't have anything to go off of.
Right.
You know, Ahsoka, in Dave's mind, originally he wanted Ahsoka to have an Icelandic accent.
Oh, okay.
My Icelandic accent, don't ask me to do it. I can't do it to this day. It was terrible. In his mind, I guess he wanted someone to sound like Bjork.
Yeah.
So next time you, like, Google Bjork, listen to her voice, and that could have been Ahsoka Tano.
No. Ahsoka was always you. He just had to catch up to that idea. That's all.
Well,
That's all.
thank you.
That's
But
right.
thankfully he did, because I was completely baffled when I got the part, and I'm like, well, my Icelandic was terrible. And he's like, no, we listen to you talk in between takes, and we want you to just be you.
Nice.
Bring your own voice, bring your own personality, bring your own your own humor, and so it took about 6 months to really find Ahsoka.
Gotcha.
You know, at first we were reading her really serious, and that's not Ahsoka.
No.
Not at all. And so he would always say, you know, well, Ashely, how would you say that? How would you kind of be sarcastic? How would you joke? And so I got to bring a lot of my own day-to-day personality into Ahsoka. So.
Brilliant. And you wear it so well. I mean, look at you. Absolutely. So, guys, I got to ask you, what about your characters are you most like in any regard?
Well, at this point, this beard
Yeah.
I have. No,
I mean, it's a good beard. I'm jealous.
Thank you. It's for a movie that I wrote and am making and I'm almost done with. So that's my shameless plug.
No. Continue to shamelessly plug. What's the name?
It's called Hidden Blessings, and I play a painter, and an old painter.
And you're hiding the blessing with the
And
beard.
I'm hiding the blessing with the beard. Yeah,
We're all
it's very
blessed by
kind
your
of you.
face.
But no, I'd like to think that, you know, Obi-Wan's a true believer, and he really wants to do the right things, and he really wants to, you know, play by the rules. I feel like I try to do that. And I love the fact that throughout the movies, he's probably the most consistent character.
Yes.
So, you know, you got that going for you, James. That's about it. But no. Plus, he's got a good accent. My wife always prefers if I talk like this.
Whoa. It's an Obi-Wan kind of night.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Oh.
That's a weekend thing.
Well, it's the weekend now, isn't it?
That's a Friday, Saturday thing.
Matt,
How
what about you?
Matt?
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know if I really can say like one characteristic that I necessarily, you know, have with Anakin. But
Tech.
I do think tech.
Tech.
That's true. Anakin does build
Okay,
tech.
there we
I'm
go.
a little bit of a tech geek. But I think Anakin is actually really relatable to all of us.
Yes.
I think that he has his convictions and he makes mistakes, but I think most of us, most of the time, we want to do good and be good. And sometimes that comes out in ways that are not correct, or, you know, to the rest of the world, it doesn't seem right. But I think a lot of people, you know, like Anakin, he was trying to do what he thought was right.
Right.
And it just didn't turn out good. So I don't know. I just think he's a really relatable character in general, I think.
That's brilliant. And just to prove how relatable you are in that one, the panel before this was The Mandalorians, right? And Giancarlo Esposito was making that same claim that when it comes to characters that are seemingly the bad guy, they approach things from a sense where, no, I'm right. Like, I know what I'm doing. You might not understand it, but trust me, I'm right. And so in that same vein of Anakin, fully following his heart, believing what he's doing is the right thing, no matter how down the dark side he's going, that makes sense. I see that for all of us.
You have to applaud him for being so passionate.
Yeah,
you know, and
absolutely.
going after his
Absolutely.
goals.
Man, it's awesome.
Wrong goals.
Well,
Sorry, Anakin.
yeah.
Wrong goals.
So we've got some fans here that want to ask some questions. I want to make sure that they have enough time to do so. So we'll start
Let's
on this
do it.
side. And hello, friend. How we doing?
I'm doing all right.
Pleasure.
What's your name?
My name's Luke.
Luke. The
Luke.
force
Wow.
is strong with you,
Okay,
Luke.
so I have the deepest question that
Okay.
we all need to know. Since you're like canonical to Star Wars, what would you say is the amount owed to the Star Wars the Skywalker children by Anakin in child support?
Whoa.
Oh
Whoa.
my.
Whoa.
I have a bad
That's deep.
feeling about this one.
I mean,
That's deep.
he did cut off a hand.
I mean, that technically might fall under workers' comp because that's kind of a job thing.
It's on the
Yeah, I mean,
Before
how
that-
many children does he have
Yeah.
that I'm not aware about? Like,
What would that?
My name is Luke.
What would that episode of Maury be like, where Vader shows up, is like, "These are your kids." He's like, "No, they're not. These are not my children."
Are you implying that there's many
Yeah.
more out
Wait
there?
a
I
second.
think he's
know.
implying that,
No,
isn't
but
he?
I think you slipped there. Yeah, that was.
you were asking what Anakin owes in child support. I'm asking you, how many kids does he have?
Just two. You also
This
have
got
to look-
uncomfortable fast.
Yeah, no,
I think it's safe to say we've never been asked that question.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Well done,
Good job.
Luke.
Good job.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You win the never been asked before award. There you go.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you.
You've officially stumped us. I think that's your answer.
Well, are
You've
those
stumped
in
us.
credits or are they in? Okay, sorry.
That's a good point. Hello.
Hi,
Hello there.
Hi, what's your name?
Morgan.
Hi.
Hi. So my question is, if Ahsoka had been invented by Dave Filoni during the original movies, and she had a more prominent role in Revenge of the Sith, do you think she could have kept Anakin from turning to the dark side?
Ooh.
Ooh.
No pressure.
You know, okay, let me preface, because I see some cameras out, this is just my opinion.
Yes. Thought exercise.
This is not canon. This is not from Dave Filoni. This is just my opinion. But I did ask this question before, and the answer that I got, and who's to say that it, wouldn't be different now, but is that she thinks she could have saved him, but I don't think she could have, because the so much damage had been done already that she wasn't aware of, and also just the bond between Anakin and Padme.
I was gonna say if Padme and Obi-Wan as
Yeah.
well couldn't have,
And then it also gets into the argument of like, what was it destiny?
Yeah.
We saw the Mortis arc where Anakin had visions of what he was to become. So, it's all arguable, I guess.
That's a great point of,
Yeah.
You could argue destiny, and we all have a plan and what's meant to be. But from Ahsoka's point of view, which then, from my point of view, I think she thinks she could have. And she lives with that.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, my name's Blaze.
Hey.
Hi, Blaze.
And I was wondering, you guys, you're most famous for like Anakin and Ahsoka and Obi-Wan. Those are your characters. But you also played like a lot of bit parts in Star Wars too sometimes. Like James, my favorite of yours is Frisk from Star Wars Squadrons.
Frisk, yes.
So
Frisk.
I was wondering if you guys had like a favorite or underrated character of yours that that people don't talk about as much.
God, I can never remember these things. I mean, first of all, this was like 13 years ago we're talking about.
Well, in the two of you, I have to say, so there's a union rule, like an actor's union rule, that you can play up to 3 characters in an episode. So oftentimes we would walk in and we'd have no idea what other characters we'd be playing, but we could play up to 3 characters. So these guys played a ton of characters. Dave, I guess, didn't trust my abilities as much.
No, your
but-
voice is so iconically Ahsoka. That's what it is.
Yes.
I mean, I will say, I got to voice, which a lot of people don't know this, but I got to voice a droid named K2B4. And what a lot of people don't know is that there was somebody on the crew who was a massive, massive Kobe Bryant fan.
Wow.
And the droid was named after Kobe Bryant. So it's KB24 because it's Kobe Bryant 24.
Right.
So I love that, especially now with Kobe's passing,
course.
and we all miss him so dearly. That droid honors Kobe Bryant.
That's
That's
sweet.
cool.
Well, yes, Jedi Master Plo Koon as well.
Ooh.
So, yes, you don't realize you get 2 Jedis for the price of 1.
And then there was Reiko Hardeen. And that one fooled George Lucas, I'm told. He didn't want me to play Reiko. He wanted it to be a very different voice from Obi-Wan. And Dave said, no, it's okay. That's my Dave Filoni. No, James will do it. It'll be great. 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 Sorry. So I got to play Reiko as well. And then O.C. Sobek was one of my favorites, because that day, Dave called up and said, what would Christopher Walken sound like as an alien?
And so I do Chris Walken whenever he's not available, you see. It's crazy. So I took Christopher Walken as an alien. And then I added a little Al Pacino in there. Hoo-ha, okay. So O.C. Sobek is a mixture of the 2.
And so that's what you do. But I loved all of them. They were all fun to do. But D. Bradley Baker, I think, has us all beat, because he's done all of the clones, and then he also did so many characters in each, including like the Geonosian Queen and everything. So he's got us all beat there.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Make some noise one time for that. Great question. Great question. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Name's Nate. I have a quick question for all 3 of you. My personal favorite arc from Clone Wars is Ghosts of Mortis. So I'm going to reflect that for y'all. For any given reason, if it was just having fun with voice acting the episode or the arcs, what are your favorite episodes or arcs from the show?
Any particular favorite episodes or arcs?
I'd say Mortis myself.
Okay.
I do, because it was so weird and kind of unique and just different. It's also the first time that I think I kind of got to play with the emotion and the anger of Anakin and becoming, seeing who he might become and his destiny. And it was a really unique set of episodes.
Yeah, those tend to be, we all three have such fond memories of those. And that also, it introduced us all to a little young kid named Sam Witwer that got to play the son and then came back later to play Darth Maul, of course, so fantastically. So that was fun, all of us being in the studio there with him. But for me, I love the Mandalorian arcs, and I love pretty much anything with Anna Graves and the Duchess Satine, especially in the last, in season 5 with her. No spoilers, but yeah, that was. But Ashely, I don't know.
Yeah, I loved Mortis as well. I also love the season 5 finale. I love Ahsoka walking away, as devastating as it is. I know it breaks my heart every time. And then we really haven't, just this past year we've gotten out and we can get people's reaction on Siege of Mandalore. Did you all like it?
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Very good.
Not too shabby.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Nick. So I know James worked on the 2003 Clone Wars,
Yep.
but I was wanting to know what Matt and Ashely thought, like if y'all took any inspiration from it or just your
Yeah, I
general
don't know how
opinion of it.
familiar you guys are with the micro series we
Yeah.
did. So for those of you that don't know, the
Gendy.
micro series,
Yeah.
Gendy Tarakovsky did a fantastic job. He created
Amazing.
Samurai Jack, and Gendy's amazing. And he took Clone Wars. It was the first time that George decided to expand those. And I was blessed to be able to play Obi-Wan there. That's when I first played Obi-Wan, was cast as him. But it was great. And Tom Kane was Yoda, and TC was Mace, I think. But for the most part, it was different. There was no Ahsoka. But have you guys seen those?
Yeah, I've seen it. As I recall, there wasn't a whole lot of dialogue, right?
No,
it was
I
like
always joked it took longer to park my car and walk to the studio, and then I'd walk in and I'd get set, and the mic, and I'd adjust the mic. Okay, great. Now, Anakin.
yeah.
Oh, one more. I'll pick up. Okay. Anakin, stop. And that was, it
There
was
it is.
about it.
There it
Yeah,
is.
that was it.
I remember just being very, very action-driven and extremely stylized.
Yes.
So, I don't know, like from a performance standpoint, I can't really say.
What did you think of Obi-Wan in that?
Well, Obi-Wan was a
Yes,
standout
he was
for sure.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, the way that he said,
Anakin.
Anakin, stop. It was great.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I watched it, but I originally auditioned for Padme. So is Padme in
Yeah,
it?
Padme's in that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Grey
So-
Delisle played Padme in that, yeah.
Yeah, so I watched it to prepare for my audition, and I had no idea about Ahsoka. I didn't know I was auditioning for Ahsoka until they stopped me in my Padme audition, and they're like, no, you sound nothing like her. But there's this other character, so, but I love the show, and it's actually the 20th anniversary
Yeah.
of that Clone Wars and the 15th anniversary of our Clone Wars
That's right.
this year.
Come on, make some noise. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
So I have to be that bad guy and say this might have to be the last question. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Okay, my name is Atlas. I'm an absolute sucker for the clones. So who was your favorite clone in all the Clone Wars?
Who was your favorite clone?
Yeah. That's a question we get asked. D. Bradley Baker.
Well played. Well played.
Nice blanket
well played.
statement.
Well played. If
I gotta go with Captain Rex because of Ahsoka's relationship with him.
I like that.
Yeah, I gotta say Rex too. He was my guy as well.
But I think Obi-Wan and Cody had a good. I always liked Cody, battle positions. Cody, what was that? Cody, over there. Cody, bunny ears. Yeah, it was just, yeah. I liked Cody as well. And 99 as well.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay, we're gonna keep trying to keep going. We're gonna keep going. Okay. Hello.
All right, I'll make mine fast. My name is Garrett, and my question is for everybody. So I can argue that I think most of us here believe that the Clone Wars had some of the most impactful moments in all of Star Wars. Like, we have the movies, of course, but we have these characters like Satine that we don't really get to see in the movies, and
Right.
we have deeper relations that we get to see throughout the series. How, for all of you, it's kind of like a double-sided question. For Matt and James, is it like, how did you get into the mindset to prepare for Anakin and Obi-Wan? With Obi-Wan, you had Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor to watch those movies and get ready. Anakin, you had Hayden Christensen, and then Ahsoka, this new character, arguably one of the, I would say, the most fan-favorite characters out of all the years, is creating these impactful moments in Star Wars. How did you guys prepare for those moments?
No pressure.
None.
You know, I would watch the films, but I would also make it a point not to watch Revenge of the Sith much as it's one of my favorites, because my Obi-Wan doesn't go there.
Yeah,
so
he hasn't gotten
I had to keep in mind that this is the chosen one, and we're gonna just wait it out. But I watched those a lot. I listened to those on the way to the studio and stuff, because we didn't get the scripts until we got in the room too, so we never really know what was gonna go on. But yeah, I don't know. I'll try to answer short.
Yeah, I absolutely watched Hayden. So some of the, his cadence, I would take some of his cadence. But other than that, like we talked about earlier, I do feel like I had quite a bit of freedom from from that performance.
Right.
So outside of that, it's just trusting in the script and trusting in Dave. And then
Force.
trusting in myself too, just to bring that performance that I'm seeing on the page to life.
Of course, of course.
Well, one thing actually Dave would tell us a lot in his directing, he would warn us. He'd say, look, you all as actors know that, and as fans, know that this is a big scene.
Right.
Your characters don't. So we really had to be present in the scene and throw it. That's where being a fan actually hindered us, because I oftentimes would put way too much emotion in it, and he's like, no, Ahsoka doesn't know what's happening next.
Right.
And so that he would give that direction a lot, and we'd literally have to throw away everything. We'd have to unlearn what we had learned and just be present in the scene.
That's awesome. Thank
Very
you guys
nice.
so much.
Thank you. We made it back to you.
Hi, Anna.
Hello.
But hello, my name's Caden. We all know y'all's favorite characters. So, what of y'all's, I would say, unlikable characters? Like the characters you do not like.
Oh my.
Least likable.
Why did you look
character.
at me when he said that, Matt?
I don't know.
No,
1, 2, 3, just go down the
see how
line.
quickly
I
he
don't
went-
know. Who do you not like?
No, I thought you were inferring.
I've got George on speed dial here.
That's a tough question. Isn't it?
Not for me. I don't like C-3PO.
Oh.
Oh, shots fired. I mean, okay. Okay.
Such a prima donna.
Am I gonna get a lot of hate
No.
if
I
I
don't-
say that Kylo Ren isn't really my favorite character?
Look at this guy.
The
He goes,
room's divided.
No, I will say
your signature
think
line is going to be like
Adam-
half of what it was.
no. Adam Driver, I think, does a brilliant job,
Right.
and he, from what I hear, I haven't met him, but is such a nice and good guy. But I have to give him credit. He's so good at the character that
don't like him.
it makes me not like
There
him.
you go. There you go.
So bravo to Adam Driver.
Yeah. I'll pick an easy one. Tarkin. I mean,
Wow.
I have a
Tarkin
bad
is-
feeling about
yeah.
that one, yes. Bit of a two-face, isn't he? Yes.
Absolutely amazing. James, Matt, Ashley, thank you so very much for
Thank
coming out
you.
here.
Thank
Fan
you.
Expo, make some noise.
Thank you.
Hope you come
Guys,
see
I'm
us
sorry
over
we didn't
there.
make
Come
it for
see
you
us.
guys.
Yes, thank you all so
Absolutely.
much. May the force be with you.